So, being happy. Almost everything we do in life is structured in order to obtain this goal of being happy, yet the majority of people still don't feel happy. Why is this? We try getting outside, taking cold showers, journaling, positive affirmations, and working out, but still feel an emptiness and dissatisfaction in our days. Why? How do we experience the happiness we desire? By this point, we probably know that happiness is typically fleeting and based on external circumstances. And what we are really searching for is rather joy or contentment, which can be defined as a positive outlook of hopefulness and a deep-seated sense of well-being in the world. The feeling that all is good. So, the simple goal of this video is to share with you the secrets that I have learned that have allowed me to, on a daily basis, experience a heart that is truly full of joy. The first secret that I learned is to slow down and be grateful, truly grateful for the things you have in your life. You see, our feeling typically follows our thinking, and if our thinking is grounded and stable, we are able to notice the good things in life around us. On the other hand, when our thinking is stressed out, frenzied, and prideful, we're always just focused on the things that we don't have in life. We feel like we're constantly missing out. We see things on social media and we idealize ideas in our head and we say, I want the best this, I want the best job, I want the best relationship partner, I want the best car, I want this, this, and that. And you're just constantly focused on what you don't have. And you obviously feel immense disappointment and discontentment in your heart. Instead of doing this, humble yourself, slow down, and realize the amazing things that you actually have in your life. We so easily miss out because of comparison. We compare our lives to so many other things. If you would really slow down enough to look at the amazing things you have in your life and write that down on the list, it could bring you to tears. It could bring peace to your heart because you realize, wow, there are so many good things that I miss out on and I take for granted on a daily basis. Okay, secret number 2 would be to routinely, ideally daily, let go of and release all of the cares and worries and anxieties that are burdening your heart. All of us experience work stress, school stress, relationship stress, unmet expectations, family deaths, family sicknesses. All those kinds of things are things that we daily experience, monthly experience in our lives. And we can't carry that around. Carrying that around is like trying to walk around and do our life with a 100-pound weight just hanging from the front of our chest. We can't do that. We have to find a way to let it go and release it from our hearts. I like to make things simple and easy in my life. That way I can consistently do them over and over. So I use for this an app called the 1 Minute Pause. The 1 Minute Pause app is just a follow-along app that allows you to detach from these things. If you're up for it, you can give it a try. It's free in the App Store. There's no subscription or anything like that. So the third thing that I realized was of utmost importance in experiencing a life full of joy was the importance of celebrating with others. I define celebration as intentionally focusing my mind and body on the goodness of life and enjoying it with others. We all know the good feeling of enjoying a meal with people that we love and care about and just kicking back and relaxing. So why don't we do that more often? Some of the ways that we could experience and practice more celebration in our lives is through listening to music together, singing, dancing, laughing, making and eating food, hanging out by the fire in the backyard, playing games, telling stories, and just relaxing together. I think that if you incorporate more celebration in your life, you'll experience more joy. The fourth secret to experiencing a life with a heart full of joy is to pursue your passions and what you feel called for in this life, even if it feels very hard to do, because your heart is going to ache for it no matter what, if it truly is your calling, and so pursue it. And finally, the fifth secret to a life of more joy is to seek to serve others. In our days, with our actions and our words, we're either going to build people up or tear them down. And if you spend your time, your words, your actions building others up and serving them, you will experience more joy yourself. So those are the 5 things I have been doing to experience more joy in my life. But these things won't work. Well, what I mean is they won't work without one key thing that unlocks their potential. And it's the one thing that I noticed most other YouTube videos out there don't talk about. And I think it's the reason that although we keep implementing new tips on how to feel happy, we still end up chasing happiness and are left unfulfilled. In order to know what that one thing is, let's return back to our definition for a second. Once again, joy is a positive outlook of hopefulness and a deep-seated sense of well-being in the world, the feeling that all is good. None of these tips, however, give a reason to have a deep-seated sense of hopefulness and well-being, or feeling that no matter what, all is good. These tips can only be helpful when someone already has that as their foundation and then puts the tips into practice. I personally have a deep-seated sense of hopefulness and well-being in this world, because my deep-seated sense of hopefulness and well-being is grounded in God and His goodness. You see, like I talked about in my Meaning of Life video, the person who is living the good life is anybody who is living a part of God's family, interactively having a relationship with Him. And Jesus was the happiest person to ever live, and that's because of the kind of person He was on the inside, and because of His deep, grounded, rooted, firm relationship with His Father in heaven, who allowed Him to know and experience that He was going to be okay at all times because God was His Father and He was with Him. That is the only core foundation that allows people to have the resources necessary in order to live the kind of life that we're trying to describe here. A life that is full of a deep-seated sense of hopefulness and feeling like everything is going to be all right. By modeling our life after Jesus, we can experience the same level of daily, moment-by-moment joy that He experienced in His life, since after all, He's the smartest person who has ever lived. I get it. You might not be an apprentice of Jesus yet. You might have been jaded in the past by religion and religious people, so you might not even really get where I'm coming from. And to those people, Jesus says, are you tired, worn out, burned out on religion? Come to me. Get away with me, and you'll recover your life. I'll show you how to take a real rest. Walk with me and work with me. Watch how I do it. Learn the unforced rhythms of grace. I won't lay anything heavy or ill-fitting on you. Keep company with me, and you'll learn how to live freely and lightly. That's really good news. The gospel of Jesus Christ is simply the proclamation of the availability of living the with God life, the life that we're describing, because of what Jesus did on the cross. That's the kind of resource that we need to go to if we really want to experience joy on a daily basis, regardless of circumstances. Anything else will not get you there. I'm sure you already know that by now. True joy comes when you can say, no matter what, regardless of circumstances, I'm good because God has my back. It is from that place alone that you can return back to number one, and you can slow down and breathe. Come to the moment with a heart of gratitude. Accept the good as a gift and accept the hard as a pathway to peace. It is then that you can return back to secret number two and not just release your worries and cares and deepest anxieties and burdens to the sky, to just release it from your mind like the other meditation teaches you. You don't do that. No, you actually give it to God because He can handle it. He can bear this burden with you. He actually tells us in His Word to cast all of our anxiety on Him because He cares for us. And that's exactly what the 1 Minute Pause app teaches you to do. It teaches you to give everyone and everything to God, to release the burdens and worries of your heart. Because you were never made to carry all those alone. God wants to carry them for you and with you. And the whole reason for celebration is to focus our minds and bodies on the goodness and the gratitude we have of experiencing our life with God. We celebrate the joy of being a part of God's family and what that means for our life and the freedom that that gives. And in regards to the fourth secret about pursuing our dreams and our goals and our desires, well, God has said that He will never leave us or forsake us, and that we are good no matter what because He's got our back. We have a life where we truly lack nothing already. And it's from that place of true security and identity and who we are in God's family that we can go lightheartedly and freely experience and pursue our passions and goals rather than feeling like we have to pursue our passions and goals in order to have our validation be in the results, whether or not we get them or not. And then you're constantly just feeling that ache in your heart of, I need to get here so I can accomplish my goals and be validated by them. Actually, it's different in the kingdom of God. It's different in God's family. We are fully validated and secure in God and who He is in our lives. And then from there, we go out and lightheartedly pursue our passions and goals, knowing that even if we don't get them, everything is going to be okay. And number 5, we get the resources to freely serve others because we already know we're taken care of by God. God has our back. So we can afford to give the extra money, to give the extra time, to give the extra attention to these things. We don't have to spend all of our time trying to maximize our life and make everything happen for ourselves. You see, God has my back, so I can go ahead and freely love others. So if you are tired, worn out, burned out on religion or life, take Jesus on as your teacher. You have everything to gain and nothing to lose. You see, only from this relationship with God that Jesus provides do we have the resources to truly find the joy that we're looking for. Believe me, I, like you, tried the whole New Age spirituality. I tried all the self-help stuff. It didn't work. It all lacked the foundation of the interactive relationship with God, where we know God has our back on a daily basis. That is the foundation that you can then start applying all the other tips to, and it'll be helpful. But the tips without the foundation is truly nothing. If you're confused on this topic, if you're just not sure what to think about the whole following Jesus thing, if you're not sure why I am a follower of Jesus, you can go over and watch my video on the meaning of life, where I discuss that in depth. And also, this topic of finding joy in life is very deeply tied to living a life free of stress, which is what I'm going to be talking about in next week's video. So you can go ahead and click over to that when that releases, or you can go back to the video on the meaning of life to really kind of flesh these ideas out a little bit more. But at the end of the day, the invitation is yours. Jesus desires to live a life with you. It's just a matter of answering the invitation and saying that you would like to learn from Him as well. And if you do, you can start a brand new life now and see where it takes you. Well, I'll see you in the next one.